Welcome to our deep dive into the recent Ras El-Hekma deal between Egypt and the UAE. As the land of the pharaohs navigates economic challenges, it has embarked on a significant journey selling land to the United Arab Emirates. This intriguing transaction holds many layers to explore. We'll be peeling back these layers, uncovering the details of the deal, its impact on Egypt's economy, and the ripple effects it has triggered. Stay with us as we unravel the implications of this significant deal. To understand the Ras El-Hekma deal, we first need to look at Egypt's economic situation. Over the past decade, Egypt has been grappling with a myriad of economic challenges. Key among these has been the decline in revenue from two of its main economic lifelines, tourism and the Suez Canal. Egypt, the land of the pharaohs and pyramids, has long been a magnet for tourists from around the world. But political instability and safety concerns have led to a significant drop in tourism revenue. Similarly, the Suez Canal, a vital artery of global trade, has seen its revenue dwindle due to conflicts in the region and attacks on ships in the Red Sea. The situation has been further exacerbated by global economic trends and regional instability, leaving Egypt in a difficult financial position. This has compelled the country to look for innovative solutions to bolster its economy and ensure its financial stability. Against this backdrop, the Ras El-Hekma deal takes on even greater importance. It represents a bold move by Egypt to attract foreign investment and reinvigorate its struggling economy. Now, let's delve into the specifics of the Ras El-Hekma deal. This agreement, struck between Egypt and the United Arab Emirates, is no ordinary transaction. It entails the sale of an extensive stretch of land along Egypt's picturesque Mediterranean coast, including the city of Ras El-Hekma, a gem of natural beauty and historical significance. The deal comes with a price tag that's as staggering as the land it encompasses. The UAE is set to pay a whopping $35 billion for this Mediterranean marvel, making it one of the most significant foreign investments in Egypt's history. To put it into perspective, the sum surpasses the GDP of some smaller nations. But this isn't just about the sale of land. It's a strategic move by Egypt, a country grappling with economic challenges. With revenues from tourism and the Suez Canal dwindling, the Egyptian government sees this deal as a golden opportunity to inject a much-needed boost into the nation's economy. The influx of foreign capital is expected to stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and improve living standards for millions of Egyptians. However, it's not just the size of the deal that's noteworthy, it's also the buyer. The UAE, an affluent Gulf nation, has a history of making substantial investments in Egypt, from real estate to energy. The Ras El-Hekma deal is a testament to the strengthening economic ties between the two countries. Despite its potential benefits, the deal has its share of skeptics. Critics argue that selling off such a large and valuable piece of land might have long-term implications for Egypt's sovereignty. They question whether the short-term economic gains are worth the potential long-term costs. So there you have it, a deal that's as complex as it is controversial. A transaction that could reshape Egypt's economic landscape and redefine its relationship with foreign investors. The deal is seen as a potential lifeline for Egypt's struggling economy, but not without its share of controversy. The Ras El-Hekma deal has been met with both optimism and skepticism. On the one hand, the deal presents a significant opportunity for Egypt's economy. The substantial sum of $35 billion can potentially be a game-changer, providing a much-needed boost to the country's financial state and possibly opening doors for further foreign investments. However, every coin has two sides, and this deal is no exception. Some critics argue that the agreement might be a double-edged sword. While the influx of funds could catalyze economic growth, the sale of land raises concerns about the potential loss of Egyptian sovereignty. There's a fear that selling such a significant part of the country could set a precedent for future transactions, potentially jeopardizing national control over Egyptian territory. Now let's consider the potential impact on Egypt's infrastructure and land. The deal could lead to significant advancements in the country's infrastructure, particularly in the region of Ras El-Hekma. The UAE has a track record of transformative infrastructure projects, and this could mean a significant upgrade for the area. However, it's essential to note that the benefit of these developments will largely depend on how they are managed and who they are designed to serve. On the flip side, there are concerns about the environmental impact. The Mediterranean coast is a unique ecosystem, and large-scale development could potentially disrupt the balance of this delicate environment. Furthermore, there's the question of whether the local population will be included in the progress or if they might be displaced by the developments. Lastly, the deal also raises questions about the long-term economic implications. Will the short-term financial gain translate into long-term economic stability? Or could it potentially lead to dependence on foreign investments? The deal has undoubtedly stirred a mix of hope and concern among Egyptians. As the country navigates this significant turning point, only time will tell if the benefits of the Ras El-Hekma deal will outweigh the potential drawbacks. The deal has sparked a wide range of reactions. From the bustling markets of Cairo to the tranquil shores of Ras El-Hekma, the news has stirred a whirlwind of emotions. On one hand, there's a sense of hope, a belief that this deal could be the lifeline that pulls Egypt from the depths of its economic struggles. The promise of $35 billion flowing into the nation's coffers has some envisioning a brighter, more prosperous future. But on the flip side, there's skepticism. Critics argue that selling off land, especially a city as significant as Ras El-Hekma, is akin to auctioning off Egypt's sovereignty. They fear that this could set a dangerous precedent, a slippery slope where more of Egypt's land could be sold off in the face of economic hardship. The controversy doesn't end there. Questions have been raised about the transparency of the deal. How were the terms negotiated? Who stands to gain the most? In the absence of clear answers, speculation has run wild, sowing seeds of doubt and mistrust. And then there's the concern about control. By selling the land to the UAE, does Egypt risk losing control over its own territory? What happens if the UAE decides to use the land in ways that are not in Egypt's best interest? These are questions that weigh heavy on the minds of many Egyptians. But amidst the controversies and criticisms, there are those who remain cautiously optimistic. They see this deal not as a loss, but as a strategic partnership, an alliance that could potentially spur economic growth, create jobs, and breathe new life into Egypt's struggling economy. So the reactions are as varied as the land of Egypt itself. From hope to skepticism, from excitement to concern, the Ras El-Hekma deal has stirred up a storm of emotions. It has sparked debates about the price of progress and the value of sovereignty. Only time will tell if this deal will be the boon that its proponents believe it to be. The deal, while promising, has raised many questions about Egypt's future. And as the dust settles, it is these questions that will shape the narrative of Egypt in the coming years. As we draw to a close, let's reflect on what we've discussed. Our exploration began with an overview of Egypt's economic landscape, marked by challenges such as declining tourism revenue and reduced earnings from the Suez Canal. We noted that recent regional conflicts and Red Sea incidents have compounded these issues, leading Egypt to seek new avenues to bolster its economy. One such avenue is the Ras El-Hekma Deal, a significant agreement that involves selling land along the Mediterranean coast, including the city of Ras El-Hekma, to the United Arab Emirates. This deal, worth a staggering $35 billion, stands as one of the largest foreign investments in Egypt's history. We analyzed the deal from various angles, acknowledging its potential to provide a much-needed boost to Egypt's economy. However, we also recognize the concerns that it has raised. Some worry about the loss of sovereignty and the long-term implications of such a massive foreign investment. Questions loom over how this deal will shape Egypt's development and whether it will truly benefit the country in the long run. The Ras El-Hekma deal has also sparked a flurry of reactions and controversies. Hope and skepticism coexist among Egyptians, with opinions divided on the deal's benefits and drawbacks. Concerns about potential loss of control over Egyptian territory and questions about the transparency of the agreement have surfaced. In conclusion, the Ras El-Hekma deal, while potentially transformative for Egypt's economy, has raised pressing questions about the country's future and its relationship with foreign investors. As Egypt moves forward, it will be crucial to monitor the implementation of the deal and its impact on the country's economy and sovereignty. The discourse surrounding this deal underscores the complex interplay between economic necessity and national sovereignty. Only time will reveal the full impact of the Ras El-Hekma deal on Egypt's economy and sovereignty, Until then, we'll be watching closely.